In the heart of Africa, two of the most powerful creatures on Earth roam the vast landscapes, ruling over the wilderness with their sheer size and strength. The mighty African elephant, an unstoppable giant towering over the land. The formidable rhinoceros, a living tank armed with a lethal horn. But what would happen if these two titans clashed in an all-out battle? The African elephant, the largest land mammal on the planet, stands up to 13 feet tall and can weigh over 12,000 pounds. With massive tusks that can grow over 10 feet long and a trunk powerful enough to lift over 700 pounds, this beast is a force of nature. Its intelligence, strength, and sheer size make it an unmatched heavyweight in the animal kingdom. But do not underestimate the rhinoceros. Built like an armored warrior, the rhino's thick, nearly impenetrable skin acts as natural armor against predators. Weighing up to 5,000 pounds and capable of reaching speeds of 34 miles per hour, the rhino is a battering ram on 4 legs. And at the front of this living tank, its ultimate weapon, a sharp, bone-crushing horn, capable of piercing even the toughest hides. Both are kings in their own right. Both are territorial. Both are built for combat. But if these two giants were to collide, who would emerge victorious? In this ultimate showdown, we'll compare their strength, speed, weapons, and battle tactics to answer one burning question: who would win? When it comes to sheer size and strength, few animals on Earth can match the African elephant. Towering between 10 to 13 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing a staggering 12,000 pounds, this colossal beast dominates the savanna like a walking fortress. Its immense bulk alone makes it nearly invulnerable to predators, but its strength is what truly sets it apart. An elephant's trunk, an extraordinary tool made up of over 40,000 muscles, is both precise and powerful, capable of uprooting trees, lifting objects over 700 pounds, and even delivering bone-crushing strikes in battle. Add to that a pair of tusks, sometimes exceeding 10 feet in length, and you have a weapon capable of goring through almost anything in its path. But while the elephant rules with its overwhelming size, the rhinoceros is a walking tank, built not just to survive, but to fight. Standing around 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 5,000 pounds, the rhino may be smaller than the elephant, but what it lacks in height, it makes up for in brute force. Its body is covered in thick, armor-like skin, sometimes over 2 inches thick, acting as a natural shield against attacks. Unlike the elephant's soft, flexible skin, a rhino's hide is built for combat, tough enough to withstand deep cuts and heavy impacts. But the rhino's most feared weapon is its horn, a powerful structure made of keratin, the same material as human fingernails but far denser and stronger. Some rhino horns grow over 3 feet long, sharpened over time as they clash with trees, rocks, and even rival rhinos. When a rhino charges at speeds of 34 miles per hour, that horn becomes a lethal spear, capable of puncturing thick flesh and even breaking bones on impact. In the wild, a single charge from an enraged rhino can send lions, hyenas, and even vehicles flying. So on one side we have an intelligent giant, relying on raw strength, size, and precision. On the other, a heavily armored warrior, built for speed and impact. Both are incredibly powerful, but when it comes to a direct battle, strength alone won't be enough to determine the victor. It all comes down to how these beasts use their weapons. The battle is just getting started. In the wild, size and strength are only part of the equation. Speed and agility can mean the difference between victory and defeat. While the African elephant and the rhinoceros are both massive creatures, their ability to move and react in battle is vastly different. The African elephant, despite its enormous size, is surprisingly fast. In short bursts, it can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, a terrifying sight when a 12,000-pound giant comes charging. However, while its speed is impressive for its size, its massive bulk makes quick turns and sudden movements more difficult. An elephant's long legs and wide body give it power and momentum, but they also limit its ability to change direction rapidly. This means that while an elephant can chase down an opponent in a straight line, it struggles against smaller, more agile foes that can quickly move around it. The rhinoceros, on the other hand, is built for explosive speed. Despite its stocky, tank-like body, a rhino can reach up to 34 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest heavyweights in the animal kingdom. Unlike the elephant, the rhino's lower center of gravity and muscular legs allow it to make sharper turns, pivot quickly, and react to threats with remarkable agility. This is what makes a charging rhino so dangerous. Not just its speed, but its ability to adjust course mid-charge and strike with precision. But speed alone isn't enough. Reaction time is just as important. The elephant, with its intelligence, often anticipates threats before they happen, using its heightened senses and strategic movement to stay ahead. The rhino, on the other hand, relies more on instinct and brute force, using its speed and momentum to overwhelm opponents before they have a chance to react. If a rhino gets close enough to land a direct hit with its horn, it can deal massive damage. But if an elephant anticipates the attack and sidesteps at the last moment, the rhino's charge could leave it vulnerable. In a battle of speed and agility, the rhino holds the advantage in short-range bursts, capable of dodging, turning, and striking with deadly precision. But the elephant, while slower to turn, has the endurance to outlast its opponent, using its intelligence to counter attacks rather than simply outrunning them. This matchup is not just about who is faster, but who can use their speed more effectively in the heat of battle. In the animal kingdom, survival is not just about size or speed, it's about the weapons each creature brings to the fight. And when it comes to raw power, the African elephant and the rhinoceros are both armed with devastating tools of destruction, each designed for maximum impact in battle. The African elephant is a living fortress, and its primary weapons are its massive tusks, elongated incisor teeth made of ivory, capable of growing over 10 feet long and weighing up to 100 pounds each. These tusks are not just for show, they are powerful tools used for defense, attack, and dominance. In a fight, an elephant can thrust its tusks forward like deadly spears, impaling anything in its path. With a single swing, these tusks can tear through thick skin, break bones, and even lift an enemy off the ground. Many elephants have been seen using their tusks to flip over rival elephants, break trees, or defend themselves from predators like lions. But an elephant's most versatile weapon is its trunk, a muscular appendage with over 40,000 muscles, making it one of the strongest and most flexible tools in nature. While it is often used for delicate tasks like grabbing food or social bonding, in battle, the trunk becomes a weapon of brute force. With a single powerful swing, an elephant can knock down an opponent, wrap around an enemy's body, or even lift and slam a rival into the ground. Combined with its colossal weight, sometimes exceeding 6 tons, an elephant can crush its enemies under its sheer mass, using its body as a battering ram in close combat. The rhinoceros, on the other hand, is built for speed and impact, and its most lethal weapon is its horn. Unlike an elephant's tusks, which are made of ivory, a rhino's horn is composed of keratin, the same material as human fingernails, but packed so densely that it becomes harder than bone. Some rhino horns can grow over 3 feet long, sharpened over time through constant use in battles and territorial disputes. This horn is not just for defense, it is a precision weapon, designed to pierce through flesh, muscle, and even thick hides with a single thrust. But the rhino's real attack power comes from its charge. A rhinoceros can sprint at speeds of 34 miles per hour, turning itself into a living battering ram. When it lowers its head and commits to a charge, the force of impact is enough to break bones, flip over vehicles, and even kill predators in an instant. A well-aimed charge from a rhino is capable of piercing even an elephant's thick skin, making it a truly formidable opponent in a one-on-one battle. In this fight, the elephant relies on brute strength, intelligence, and the ability to grapple and crush its opponent. The rhino, on the other hand, is a high-speed striker, using momentum and its lethal horn to end fights quickly. One wields precision and agility, the other, raw power and overwhelming force. The battle between these two giants would not just be a contest of strength, but of strategy, endurance, and who lands the first devastating blow. When two of the most powerful land animals on Earth face off, brute force alone is not enough to determine the winner. A battle between an African elephant and a rhinoceros would be as much about strategy as it is about strength. Each of these giants has a unique fighting style shaped by millions of years of evolution and countless battles for dominance in the wild. The African elephant, with its sheer size and intelligence, fights with calculated aggression. Unlike many other animals that rely on speed or surprise, the elephant is a strategic fighter, using its massive frame to control the battlefield. When threatened, an elephant will spread its ears wide, making itself look even larger and release a deep, rumbling roar that can shake the ground. This is often enough to intimidate rivals and avoid direct combat. But when forced to fight, the elephant's first instinct is to assert dominance through force, using its tusks and trunk to strike with precision and power. In combat, an elephant will attempt to knock down its opponent, using its powerful trunk to slam into an enemy's body. It may then use its tusks as deadly spears, aiming to pierce the enemy's side or underbelly, where the armor-like skin is weakest. If the fight becomes a close-range struggle, the elephant has one final advantage: its weight. By rearing up on its hind legs and coming down with full force, an elephant can crush almost anything beneath it, including a fully grown rhino. This combination of raw power, intelligence, and endurance makes the elephant a dominant force in any battle. The rhinoceros, however, is a completely different type of warrior. While smaller than the elephant, the rhino is faster, more aggressive, and highly territorial. Unlike elephants, which often fight to establish hierarchy, rhinos fight for survival, driven by instinct and brute force rather than strategy. When confronted, a rhino does not waste time with threats or displays of size. Instead, it lowers its head, fixes its eyes on the target, and prepares for a charge. Charging at speeds of up to 34 miles per hour, a rhino turns itself into a biological wrecking ball. Its goal in a fight is simple: strike first, strike hard, and overwhelm the enemy before they have a chance to react. The impact of a rhino's charge can be devastating. Its 3-foot-long horn can pierce through thick skin, muscle, and even bone. If a rhino can land a well-placed hit on an elephant's legs or underbelly, it could cause serious damage, potentially crippling its much larger opponent. But the rhino's strategy comes with a risk. If its charge misses or if the elephant manages to absorb the impact without falling, the rhino becomes vulnerable. A failed charge could leave the rhino off balance, allowing the elephant to counterattack with its tusks or use its trunk to grab and throw its opponent. While the rhino is agile, it does not have the elephant's endurance. If the fight drags on, the larger, more intelligent elephant may slowly gain the upper hand. This battle would not be won in an instant. The outcome would depend on who lands the first critical blow: the rhino, with its high-speed charge and razor-sharp horn, or the elephant, with its crushing power and ability to outlast its opponent. A fight between these two would be a clash of speed versus strength, instinct versus intelligence, and raw aggression versus calculated dominance. But in the end, only one can reign supreme. In the ultimate showdown between an African elephant and a rhinoceros, there is no doubt that this battle would be one of power, endurance, and strategy. But when the dust settles, who would emerge victorious? To determine the winner, we must look beyond size and strength. 3 key factors would shape the outcome of this battle: intelligence, endurance, and territorial behavior. First, intelligence. The African elephant is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent animals on the planet. With a brain weighing over 12 pounds, an elephant's cognitive abilities far surpass those of a rhinoceros. Elephants use problem-solving skills, memory, and even tactical thinking in fights, allowing them to analyze their opponent's weaknesses and adjust their attack strategy. Unlike the rhino, which relies almost entirely on instinct, an elephant can recognize patterns, anticipate movements, and even use objects like rocks and tree branches as weapons. This intelligence gives the elephant a tactical edge, allowing it to fight with strategy rather than just brute force. Next, endurance. In the wild, stamina can be just as important as strength. While the rhino is capable of explosive bursts of speed, it is built for short, intense confrontations. A charging rhino can unleash a devastating attack, But if that first strike doesn't end the fight, the rhino begins to tire quickly. The elephant, on the other hand, has tremendous endurance, able to fight for extended periods without losing energy. With its massive lung capacity and slow but methodical movements, the elephant can outlast the rhino in a prolonged battle. Over time, fatigue would set in for the rhino, making it vulnerable to counterattacks. Finally, territorial behavior. Both animals are known to be fiercely protective of their territory, but their approaches to conflict are vastly different. The elephant, while dominant, often tries to intimidate opponents before engaging in direct combat. It will use its size, deep vocalizations, and aggressive posturing to scare off challengers. The rhino, however, is known for its short temper and immediate aggression. Rhinos will charge at almost anything they perceive as a threat, from trees to vehicles, even without provocation. This means a rhino may be more likely to initiate the fight, but the elephant, with its superior intelligence, may find ways to avoid the most dangerous blows while waiting for the perfect moment to strike. So, what do experts say? While direct battles between these two giants are rare in the wild, there have been documented cases of elephants overpowering rhinos. In South Africa's Pilanesberg National Park, younger male elephants were observed attacking and killing fully grown rhinos, using their tusks to pierce through their thick skin and flipping them over with sheer force. In another documented case, a bull elephant used its trunk and tusks to lift and slam a rhino into the ground, proving that when tensions escalate, the elephant's strength and intelligence give it the upper hand. In the end, while the rhino is an incredibly dangerous opponent, its short-burst combat style, lack of strategic thinking, and lower endurance put it at a disadvantage in a prolonged battle. The elephant's size, intelligence, endurance, and crushing power make it the more likely victor in a one-on-one confrontation. However, in the wild, nothing is guaranteed. If a rhino lands a perfectly timed charge, striking an elephant in a vulnerable spot like the underbelly or leg, it could inflict serious injury, even death. But if the fight drags on, the elephant's ability to outmaneuver, overpower, and outlast its opponent makes it the probable winner of this epic clash. A battle between these two titans would be one for the ages, but in most cases, the African elephant stands as the true king of the land. In the Battle of Giants, we have witnessed a clash of power, speed, intelligence, and endurance. The African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, relies on its towering size, powerful tusks, and strategic intelligence to dominate the battlefield. Its sheer strength, combined with its ability to think, adapt, and outlast its opponent, makes it a formidable force. On the other side, the rhinoceros, a heavily armored tank of muscle and aggression, brings explosive speed, deadly precision, and an unstoppable charge into the fight. Its razor-sharp horn, capable of piercing even the thickest hides, makes it a lethal adversary that can end battles in a single strike. With quick reflexes and fierce territorial instincts, the rhino is not an opponent to be underestimated. But as we've seen, this battle is not just about brute strength. It's about strategy, endurance, and the ability to withstand an opponent's attacks. The rhino's best chance at victory lies in a perfectly timed charge, delivering a devastating blow before the elephant can react. But if the fight drags on, the elephant's intelligence, endurance, and overwhelming size give it the upper hand. History and expert observations suggest that in most cases, the elephant would come out on top, using its superior strength and intelligence to outmaneuver and overpower the rhino. However, nature is unpredictable, and in a real fight, anything could happen. But now, we turn the question to you. Who do you think would win this battle? Do you believe the rhino's speed and deadly horn could take down the massive elephant? Or do you agree that the elephant's intelligence and raw strength make it the ultimate champion? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this epic showdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another wild battle. More incredible animal face-offs are coming your way, so stay tuned for the next clash of titans.